Currently, Brawl Stars only has 2 gadgets and 2 star powers for every brawler. I personally don't think this is enough because this means that there's only 4 possible builds for each brawler if you disregard gears, as they don't change gameplay that much and aren't brawler specific. So I created 3 gadgets for every brawler in Brawl Stars. And starting off with the rare brawlers, it's Jelly. I made Jelly's gadget Extra Shock, which makes your next super stun any enemies that are hit by it. This should make it easier to play her without the Shell Shock star power. I designed Nita's 3rd gadget to be Bear Spirit, which spawns a little tiny Bruce on command. I made Colt's 3rd gadget Too Pretty, which makes his next attack do less damage but homing slightly to enemies. And I made Bull's 3rd gadget Mad Dash, allow him to dash a short distance, pushing any enemies out of the way like his super. I made Brock's 3rd gadget Rocket Factory, drop a turret that makes all marksmen have a 75% faster reload speed. I've made El Primo's gadget Extra Buff, which gives him a temporary 20% shield for 5 seconds. For Barley, I've made his 3rd gadget Extra Drinks, which makes his next 3 attacks shoot 3 bottles instead of 1. I made Poco's 3rd gadget Speedy Tunes, which makes any ally hit by his next attack 30% faster for 5 seconds. I've made Rosa's 3rd gadget Grassy Gloves, which allows her to consume a bush tile in exchange for a temporary damage boost. And now for the super rare brawlers. I made Jessie's 3rd gadget Scrap Booster, which boosts any ally pet or turret on the map, even the ones that aren't hers. For Dinah, I've made his gadget Detonation Zone, which sets a trap that triggers when stepped on. When activated, the trap explodes, dealing 3000 damage. I've made Tick's 3rd gadget Minefield, which makes him drop a mine under him for 10 seconds. These mines don't automatically explode for 8 seconds, so they'll be useful to zone up places like the hot zone. I've designed 8-bit's gadget to be 8000 nits, which blinds anyone hit by his next attack. I made Rico's 3rd gadget start off doing half as much damage, but double in damage every time it bounces. I designed Daryl's gadget to make his next attack shoot 4 times instead of 2. I made Penny's gadget Pirate's Gold, which makes her next attack steal 2 ammo from any hit enemy. I made Carl's 3rd gadget the exact opposite of his 1st gadget, making his next attack push away enemies instead of pulling himself towards them. I made Jackie's 3rd gadget make her do 30% more damage, but 10% slower for 5 seconds. This should be useful when facing tanks and shotgunners. And for Gus, I've made his 3rd gadget spawn a spirit at his current location, giving him some semi-instant healing. Now here's the epic brawlers. To start off, I made Bo's 3rd gadget Eagle Sight, which gives himself and his teammates increased vision in bushes for 5 seconds. I made Em's 3rd gadget make her throw her hairspray kind of way, dealing 3000 damage on impact, but remove all her ammo. I made Stu's 3rd gadget make his supercharge instantly, which should make him more mobile. For Piper, I made her 3rd gadget Sugar and Spice, which makes her next attack throw one of her super bombs. I made Pam's 3rd gadget Consumer Turret, but heal all her teammates to full health. I made Frank's 3rd gadget make his super kind of like his normal attack, with it having a faster windup if he has less health. I designed BB's 3rd gadget as Robust Bat, which makes her bat charging bar charge 5 times faster for 5 seconds. For B, I made her 3rd gadget make her next 2 attacks slow enemies for 3 seconds. I made Nani's 3rd gadget Fury Beam, which condenses her 3 attacks into just one wide one, doing damage equivalent to her 3 projectiles. Edgar's a really iconic brawler in Brawl Stars, so I think he should have a gadget that matches his personality. So I made his 3rd gadget give him speed and strength for the number of seconds equal to the amount of times the thumbs down pin has been used. At least now Edgar mains will have a reason for spamming that pin in every single game. I made Griff's 3rd gadget Interest make him drop some ammo and health represented by these coins on the floor. Over time, these coins will increase and there'll be more ammo and health to be gained when picked up. I made Grom's 3rd gadget make his 4 projectiles stack for 3 seconds. Now that's some serious damage. I made Bonnie's 3rd gadget make her instantly transform into either her cannon form or her non-cannon form, depending on the form she's currently in. For Gale, I made his 3rd gadget make his next 3 attacks shoot twice. I made Colette's gadget make her next super not return. This should make it easier for Colette to use her super to escape when needed. I made Bull's 3rd gadget make her able to have 2 targets marked at once. For Ash, I made his gadget consume all his rage, but double the damage of his next attack. Lola's decreasing damage mechanic can be a bit annoying, so I made her 3rd gadget make that radius disappear for 5 seconds. I made Sam's 3rd gadget instantly charge a super, allowing him to call back his knuckle busters whenever they get lost. I made Mandy's 3rd gadget make her field of view larger for 3 seconds. This should make it easier to hit her supers. And for Maisie, I made her 3rd gadget make her next 3 shots have a constant speed. I designed Hank's gadget to be one where he can place his bubble above his teammates to make them 50% faster for 5 seconds. I made Pearl's 3rd gadget allow her to attack without draining her heat bar. I made Larry and Lori's 3rd gadget make Larry's next super spawn 2 Loris. To keep this gadget from being overpowered though, the second Lori disappears after 5 seconds. For Angela, I made his 3rd gadget reduce his attack cooldown by a significant amount for 3 seconds, allowing him to kinda become like Amber for a short amount of time. I made Barry's gadget make him able to stack his attacks for 5 seconds. And now for the mythic brawlers, starting off with Mortis. I made Mortis's gadget make his next 2 attacks all long dashes. The gadget I made for Terra is Black Magic, which allows her to convert 1500 of her current health points to 20% supercharge and a 30% damage boost for 5 seconds. I made Jean's 3rd gadget consume all of his super and hypercharge in return for healing to max HP and gaining 3 ammo. I made Max's gadget slow down all enemies hit by her attacks for the next 4 seconds. For Mr. P, I made his 3rd gadget overtime make his home base spawn porters regardless of if there's already one spawned for 10 seconds. I designed Sprout's gadget to make his main attack home into enemies for 5 seconds. I made Baron's 3rd gadget make him heal himself for the same amount he heals his teammates for 3 seconds. Honestly, I think that the SpongeBob power-up would be a great gadget for Squeak. It fits his kit and his personality. For Lou, I made his 3rd gadget make his freezing capability twice as effective for 10 seconds. I made Roast's gadget detonate his power-up if it's on the ground, damaging nearby enemies. I made Buzz's gadget make his supercharging circle 50% more effective for 10 seconds. For Fang, I made his third gadget also charge his next Q attack, allowing it to completely fill his super if it hits. I made E's third gadget make her super instantly activate. I made Janna's third gadget kinda like Bull's Stomper gadget, stopping her super when activated. I made Otis' third gadget make its main attack shoot an extra blob for 20 seconds. So this would be 4 ink blobs if Otis doesn't have the ink refill star power equipped, and 5 blobs if Otis does have the ink refill star power equipped. For Buster, I made his gadget the opposite of his second gadget, pushing brawlers away from him and slowing them instead of pulling them in, kind of like the third gadget I made for Carl. Gray's projectiles used to be really hard to see, making it hard to dodge them. Because of that, Supercell changed the projectile to be more opaque. However, I think invisible projectiles would be a really good idea for a gadget, so I made Gray's gadget make his next 6 attacks invisible. I made RT's third gadget make his next 3 attacks leave marks on the ground, which attach to enemies when stepped on. Willow's super can be hard to hit, so I made her third gadget make her next super 50% wider, 50% faster, and 50% longer. I made Doug's third gadget allow him to gain supercharge from healing for 10 seconds. I made Chuck's third gadget make his next super direct him to the nearest train post, even if it's too far away. Chuck won't be able to go through walls with this gadget though. For Charlie, I made her third gadget increase the speed of her yo-yo by 50% for 5 seconds. I made Miko's third gadget make him drop a banana, which makes enemy brawlers slip when they step on it, kind of like a loose super. I made Melody's third gadget make her instantly gain all 3 of her notes. This should pair pretty well with her fast speed star power. I made Lily's third gadget slow down all enemies in her supercharging radius for 3 seconds. For Mr. Krabs himself, I made Clancy's gadget make him upgrade to his final stage for 7 seconds. I made Mo's third gadget make his rocks shoot out double the number of fragments for his next 6 attacks. And now, finally for the legendary brawlers. I made Spike's gadget make his next 6 attacks barbed, doing an extra 30% damage over 3 seconds. I made Crow's third gadget make all brawlers that are poisoned have a 2 times slower reload speed for 10 seconds. I made Leon's gadget give him an extra 5 seconds of invisibility. However, this of course can only be activated while invisible, otherwise it would be pretty overpowered. For Sandy, I made his gadget stun anyone caught inside of the super for 1 second. I designed Amber's gadget to be hot coals, allowing her to leave behind a residue under her attack, doing 750 damage per second if stepped on. For Meg, I made her third gadget instantly transform her into a mech form if activated. Serge really does like his energy drinks, so I made his gadget make him dispense an energy drink that gives this drinker a temporary 20% speed boost and a 10% damage boost. I made Chester's gadget cycle his next 2 attacks to his 4-bell attack, allowing him to quickly burst down tanks. I made Cordelius' third gadget make his next super half the health of the hit target, making them easier to take down. Kid rarely gets to be in his Thor form, so I made his third gadget make him transform into his Thor form without having to mount a brawler. I made Draco's third gadget allow him to deal his full 2800 damage all the time, even when the target isn't at max range for 10 seconds. This should allow him some counterplay against tanks and other point blank range brawlers. And last but definitely not least, I made Kenji's third gadget deflection, allowing him to attack projectiles to negate all damage from them and regain half an ammo bar for 4 seconds. You would need some pretty good timing to use this gadget though. And that's all the brawlers done. These take a ton of time to make, as you can see by my upload schedule, so it would be really appreciated if you subscribed. By the way, I've also made 3rd star powers for every brawler. Click here to watch that video, and until next time.